Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be continuing our work on the World Sport Project bike. So today we're going to be really stepping up the quality of this bike. We're adding some wheels. So these wheels are a set of Shimano wheels that I picked up from the local bike shop. I got them used for I think like $15 a piece. So we're going to be taking these, putting some new tubes and tires on these, adding these onto the bike, and thanks to the upgrade on the derailleur last week, we're going to be running an 8-speed set on this bike, which is just going to give us a little bit more range than the current 6-speed set that we have on the bike. So without any further ado, let's get to it. One more bit before we actually go, we're going to be installing some Ultra Sport 3s, the 700 by 25C model on these wheels. I'm just a big fan of the way that the Ultra Sports feel. It's what I have on my road bike that I normally use, and then these are a different version of the Continentals that I have on the bike behind me. So, big fan of Continental tires. They're the one that I usually suggest to people when they're looking. So, glad to be putting another set of these on the bike.
Okay, so first things first, we just need to get these tires out of the packaging. And so I'm not a huge fan of folding bead tires. They're super convenient for being able to pack up if you have a longer trip coming up. But all in all, you'll see that I actually fight with them a little bit while trying to get on here, just because they don't have the same rigidity as a wire bead does. So working on the first side, you can see that I struggle a little bit with it, but still get it popped on and into place. So the issue that I was having was I was having to chase the tire around the rim. So I'd like fold a section on, and then the next section over would just pop off. Placing the tubes inside, pretty straightforward. If you saw the video that I came out with about patching a tire, then this is the other section that I was talking about where you're putting a new tube in just over the side. So as you can see here, I pretty much pulled that first section on all the way, but then I have to chase it around a little while before I'm able to actually get the tire to fully seat on. And boy, oh boy, was this frustrating. You can see that I'm trying a few different positions to see if there's one way that I can leverage the wheel to get it to fit better. That was not the case. I just needed to keep working at it until I was able to kind of hold it all in place and then finally get it to pop on. Give the tire a few pumps of air. Get it up to around 60 psi just so that I can make sure that everything is seated on the tire correctly. And then we will move on to the second. So second verse, same as the first. Just had to do the same thing over again. So folding out that tire so that it's no longer in its folded up position. Getting that first side on. And you can see that it's slipping around for me a little bit. But I actually realized that I did not have the logo in the right place, so I had to pop that off. And so I like to have my logos aligned with my stem. It just makes it a little bit easier to find sometimes. So found the hole, relocated everything, and then just started popping that bead back on the rim. Got to spin off that little lock nut that goes on the tube on the outside to hold it in place. Slide the tube in. And so this one, I started placing the tire as I was going around, hoping that it would kind of shorten up the process of being able to actually fit the tire on. And I'd say that it helped a little bit. but I still had that same issue of having to chase it around. Trying to get it on there and getting pretty close, but not quite. And there we go, everything's on. Give that a few pumps, get it up to 60 psi. I tend to ride around 80 or 90 psi, but for just making sure that everything was seated correctly, putting it at 60 was fine. Okay, so now we're going to get started on getting these wheels placed. So first things first, getting that skewer off, pulling the derailleur back, and I realized that I did not release the brakes, so going up to the front of the bike there to release the brakes, that will just allow me to kind of pull that wheel right out. So pulling that derailleur back just kind of opens the area for the hub to actually fit through. And so I have to give the frame a little bit of a pull, not much. It is just set up for a different set of wheels, so I had to give it a little bit of pressure. Wheel popped right into place, was able to screw that on, and then I'm able to move onto the front. So exactly same thing, just release that quick release lever, take that over to the side, get the other wheel, place that on there, and then I just have to place the skewer through there. And just like that, have a brand new set of wheels on the bike, and it just looks so much nicer.
Okay, so I'm super excited with the way this bike looks. Changing the wheels can really change the way that a bike looks and feels in so many different ways. I've ridden on these wheels a little bit now, and I love them. I'm so happy with these. I am so happy with these wheels. So while I know what's next for the bike, you guys are just going to have to wait another week. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you're seeing, please give it a thumbs up. If you have suggestions on what you want to see on the bike, leave those in the comments below. If you want to stay up to date on all of the videos that are coming out on the channel, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and then hit the notification bell right beside it. That'll give you a notification every time a new video comes out. But sorry, I keep looking over at the bike. That's going to be it for this video. Stay tuned for new videos coming out next week, as well as another project bike video coming out next Friday. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the World Sport Project Bike series, and we'll see you in the next one.